Yeah, well, I'm reading a couple of books. I've just finished a couple of books on Portugal. I'm very keen on Portugal. It's my sort of adopted Southern European country. I speak Portuguese, and I've visited Portugal for about 35 years, pretty much every year, sometimes twice a year. And I walk the coast. I've done about 85% of it. There's just a bit to do. There's a gap between Figueira da Foz down to Azenas de Mar that I haven't done, and I will do probably in the next few years. That'll be done, and it'll be the whole coast. But I'm keen on its history, and there's a very good biography produced about the dictator Salazar by Tom Gallagher, who's an English academic, and fascinating story, and a very interesting politician as well. Most people put Salazar, sort of bracket him with the Nazi regime in Germany, or Mussolini or Franco in Spain, other dictators of the time, but he's actually quite different. He was quite an austere man, an academic who was professor of economics at Coimbra University. And Portugal in the 20s became quite an ungovernable state and had a series of political crises and economic crises. And he was asked in 1928 to come up and be finance minister to try and balance the budget, which hadn't been balanced for years. And he reluctantly agreed and left his academic post and balanced the budget in a year and a half. And it remained balanced basically for 35 years after that. He became prime minister in 1932 and governed Portugal and its colonies, which you remember is quite a huge territory. He, as I say, Portugal was quite a small country, 8 million or so. But Portugal had these very long-held colonial assets right across the world, from the five states in Africa, which some quite small states, Guinea-Bissau and Sao Tome and so on, but also huge ones like Angola and Mozambique, and then Goa and Timor and Macau in East Asia. So quite an incredible jurisdiction, but it was a poor country and he had many challenges. I think the first challenge he had in the 30s was to keep Portugal out of the Second World War, which he was successful in.
It sounds, I can almost see the headline tomorrow, which says, SDP leader advocates dictatorship.
Not at all, not in the least. So, I'm interested in Salazar from a historical point of view. I don't think, for a start, he was a dictator. He was very good at, he was quite a charmer, actually. People that met him, diplomats and others, were quite charmed by him. And because his style, he was a dictator, he never wore a military uniform, wasn't really interested in that. So his contemporary Franco was, he'd fought the Civil War in Spain and was quite a brutal figure in comparison to Salazar. Salazar would never wear a uniform, and his aim really for the Portuguese military was to keep it in its barracks. I think that's what he wanted to do. So it's quite a different character to the others, and I think there is a process of revision going on among historians and biographers, I think, at the moment.